Well, hey guys, this is, I guess, the first installment of Mr. Gallion's favorites, because some of you have asked me. So I will tell you the first question that I actually didn't answer last time. Somebody sent it in, and I'm sorry if it was your question, I missed it. The first question is, what was my favorite TV show growing up? I'm going to answer that one with really four answers. The first one is the legitimate answer to that question, I think. And then I'm going to give you some other recommendations because we're all stuck at home. You want something to watch. At least, I think two of the three of these are easily found. Actually, three of the four of these are easily found streaming. One, maybe not. So we'll see. So the first question, or the first answer I would give to what did I enjoy the most growing up, I'm going to go with this. This is The X-Files, and some of you are like, you actually have it? And the answer is, yeah, I really believe in physical media. It's a pain to move around. I got all this stuff behind me. It's kind of a pain, I know. But what happens if your internet goes down? What happens if you're in a place, you're camping and you can't bring it? I don't know. There are lots of reasons. We can talk about that later. But The X-Files is pretty good. Now, let me just tell you this. Some of you may have seen it recently because it was, they brought it back for like a final couple seasons recently, and those were just bad. If you saw them and you didn't like it, yeah, I didn't either, and I love The X-Files, okay? So The X-Files itself is a show about a guy who works in the FBI, and he investigates paranormal stuff, okay? That's like ghosts, aliens. He believes that his sister was abducted by aliens when they were kids, and so he's trying to figure out, what actually happened there. But every episode, for the most part, is standalone, and he investigates all kinds of stuff. So because there are people who want to discredit him because he's getting too close to some uncomfortable truths, they give him a partner who doesn't believe in the paranormal at all, and so her job is to discredit what he does, and so there's a lot of conflict between the two of them. Now, let me warn you about The X-Files. It is wildly uneven, okay? Like, there are some great episodes and there are some awful episodes. The first season, if you're just starting out and you're like, I don't know if I like this, I would just skip the first season entirely, and I'd pick a couple different episodes. Let me give you a couple that you can check out that might be something you would enjoy, okay? There's one with Bryan Cranston. He's the guy from Breaking Bad. He has this thing where he's hearing this weird high-pitched noise, and he feels like his head's going to blow up if he doesn't drive west as fast as he can, or I think there's a speed. It's been a while since I've watched it, and he ends up kidnapping this guy who believes in the paranormal, and it's a really interesting episode. It's called Drive. You can find it. I'll include a link, or at least tell you what season it is down below. I think this is on Hulu and Netflix and maybe Amazon. I'm not sure. Let's see here. There's one called Quagmire where they go and they investigate. It's kind of a Loch Ness Monster sort of a thing in a lake that's here in the United States, kind of in the backwoods, maybe Pennsylvania somewhere. It's pretty good. There's one called Pusher about a guy who has the ability to push people to do the things he wants them to do, and that includes crimes, includes all kinds of crazy things, and so the FBI gets on his tail. But it's not as easy as just apprehending him, because if you apprehend him, then he can be like, well, okay, so shoot yourself or whatever. Okay, it's kind of crazy. And then there's one more that I was going to mention. Oh shoot, it's gone. Oh, there's one called Monday. I'm not even going to tell you what Monday is about, but it's because it'll kind of ruin things. But if you like things that play with time a little bit, I think you would enjoy that one. Okay, so that's The X-Files. Again, sorry if you saw the most recent seasons. They're just flat out bad. Okay. Let me give you another recommendation, and this one's totally different. So that was super nerdy. This one's way less nerdy. I think I mentioned in my last video that football is not my favorite sport, but Friday Night Lights is a TV show about football that is fantastic. I love Friday Night Lights, even though I don't like football. So if you love football, you'll probably love this doubly so. Okay. This is a show about a high school football team that wasn't all that good, and they bring in a new coach, and he tries to make them good. But it's more than just that. It's really about the drama of life and high school in particular, but it treats it more seriously than like your Disney Channel stuff does, right? It deals with what happens when something that you love, like football, is taken away from you through injury or inability. It deals with high school relationships. It deals with what happens when you have this very public persona where you're well liked and everything, but your home life is garbage. And so it's really, really good. I cannot recommend this enough. Second season's a little bit weird, but it gets really good again. Almost all the way through, this thing is solid. Check out Friday Night Lights. I think it's streaming a couple different places, but check it out. Even if you don't like football, watch an episode or two, see what you think. Okay. The third thing I'll recommend is a show called Burn Notice. Burn Notice is this. It's super light, it's fluffy, but it's fun. It's about a guy who's a spy who gets burned by his spy agency that he works for. And he's stuck in Miami, can't go anywhere. Being burned means they no longer acknowledge that he works for them, okay? And so he can't get access to all of his money or his resources he'd otherwise use. So he's stuck in Miami trying to figure out what's going on. And in the meantime, he uses his skills, spy skills, to like take down counterfeiters and human traffickers and stuff. And that sounds maybe too serious, but it's actually pretty light and fluffy, and it's got a good sense of humor. It's 13 episodes, I think, roughly a season, so it's short. Watch like 2 episodes, and if it's fun, then cool. You'll probably like the rest of it. It's pretty consistent throughout, I would say. The last one I'm going to recommend is a show that I can't believe nobody's heard of this thing. It is a little bit old. It came out in like 2001, so maybe that's the problem. Alias is a fantastic show that you should check out if you can. It's I think harder to find than the other shows streaming, but maybe your folks have it around the house because they liked it back in the day. You should watch it. Okay, at least the first 2 seasons for sure are great TV. It's about a girl who's a spy. She thinks she works for the CIA, and it turns out the agency she works for is not the CIA. Okay, it's actually a bunch of rogue agents, but many of the people working for them don't know that. Okay, through a series of circumstances, she finds it out, and she goes to the CIA and says, "I want to help bring these people down." So she's a double agent. And on top of that, she has a roommate, she has friends, she's, in her 20s, and so she's trying to, make life work on her own. But it turns out she has a, strange relationship with her dad. She has a strange relationship with her roommates because they don't know that all this is going on. And so it's really about balancing the different parts of your life, but it's also got some great like action sequences, and everything ends with a cliffhanger. It's a J.J. Abrams show, so if you watched like Lost, then this might be a really good show for you. You would like it. I recommend it highly. If it ever shows up on streaming, you should check out Alias, at least a couple episodes. If you like the first 2, you'll probably like most of it. Okay. Hey, that's my recommendations for TV. Let me know what you guys like. Tell me down in the comments. I know that's a very YouTuber thing to say, but I really want to know, what should I be watching that I haven't, and or that I might not have. So tell me what's up. Hope you guys are doing well. I think next up is going to be board games and maybe music. So check it out. Let me know if you have any more questions. I will talk to you guys later.